Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is The Love and Otta. Today I'm going to be doing a review of S.H.Figuarts Star Wars A New Hope Luke Skywalker. A figure reissue, by the way. This is the reissue. I was skeptical about getting this. I didn't even know about getting this. But I have good things to say, bad things to say. But if you want this figure, then congratulations. This is the right video for you to find out. For my honest opinion, for a figure that you want to get. So let's just start off real quick. The box looks very, very beautiful. I like this. I like the way that this box looks like. And before we get into the details and all, like, man, it looks beautiful. But anyways, so we see here we got Bandai Namco. We have Star Wars, S.H.Figuarts, Luke Skywalker. Pretty sure this is something in Japanese, but I can't read that. But I'm pretty sure it says Star Wars, A New Hope. But I call it Star Wars 1977 before they did the prequels and sequels. But anyways, and if you want to know if this is the reissue version, the 2016 and 2017, I'm pretty sure right here it shows 2017 or 2016. But with this one, it says completely something else, as you see here. So make sure if you do want to get that figure, if you want to get this figure, make sure you find that. And then of course, Tomash Nation, Bandai, a nice picture. I'm going to talk about this image. We're going to talk about this later. And another side, very, very good. It looks like we're inside the Death Star. Like, man, that looks pretty good. If you see here on the silver, it looks very nice. And of course, on the back, really not that much pictures. I know it's a small box, but I've seen small boxes do a lot of pictures. But I feel like with this one, they could have done a lot. And you will see. Because with figures like this, people think you're not going to get a lot of posability, but so out of the box, sometimes they do this. I do not know why. Sometimes they would put the instructions right here, or they would do the classic, just the paper. Anyway, so the instructions vary, bigger than usual, as you see. Nothing on the back. Oh, nothing on the back. Everything over here. So you get 3 pairs of hands. You get only 2 face plates, and if you hairs, you get your normal hair, and then you get your helmet. That's, I'm just gonna call the pieces hairs for putting them on. Anyways, so in the next thing, really nothing much. And then over here on the other side shows you how to put on the lightsaber and how to slip this thing on. So yeah. And if you look closely, it doesn't show anywhere about where paint smudge could easily rub off. Because usually they would have something about paint smudges that would rub off easily or whatnot. So I'm a bit surprised they did not have nothing yet. But I'm going to put that to the side. Now, I have a lot of things to say. Let's take a look at his helmet. As you see here, his nice little helmet. Of course, this was in the Millennium Falcon, where, of course, Luke Skywalker was doing his little training, and Han Solo was doubting about the Force being a thing, and of course, Obi-Wan was there training him with the little ball, which we will look at later. But yeah, man, look at this. This is very well detailed, very nice, very dirty, not perfect. And when I mean not perfect, I mean not so clean. It's just dirty. It looks old. It feels like somebody worn it a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So this looks very good. Now, what I hear on the internet, some people say it's so hard to take this, put this helmet on with his other faceplate if you want to keep his normal one, which I will show you. But as you see, very, very, very different than your normal S.H.Figuarts. Sometimes they're always different, but anyways, but that's what I like about them. So anyways, this like your little I guess your little I guess I was gonna say blast shield, but no, that's something else. But your little thing to protect you, and of course, very nice, beautiful paint job. You get red, you get some white, you get some gray, you get some black. I mean, it's very, very beautiful. I mean, I have nothing much to say but very positive things. Now, with this one, I don't know if the original release I don't know if it came with a little peg. I feel like it did. I don't know. But if you look here, there's a little peg right here where it looks like it's supposed to be right here. No, there's nowhere else. So this is obviously right freaking there. You need to put something on there. But let's just talk about the way it looks. I like this. Very detailed for a small little accessory, which I know maybe some people will not put on. Maybe me. I will probably most likely. I like this. So this looks very good. Little off-white. We got some red. We got some grays. We got some blacks. I mean, like this is very. We got some little silvers too. I mean, again, this is very well detailed. And of course, on the top, it's supposed to look like a laser shooting at him, so he could deflect the blast with his lightsaber. But well, his father's lightsaber, technically. Anyways, so of course there's a little laser, and of course the little effect looks so amazing. I love the effect. I love it. It's very wonderful. I wish they would give you accessories like this with Dragon Ball figures or just any other like figures they're doing. But man, of course, it's very nice, very nice. Now this very simple. You don't get this with Black Series sometimes. With the Black Series, that I don't know. The Black Series sometimes are good, hit or miss, but sometimes what they do with the lightsaber is that we glue it on, or you're allowed to attach it. What they did with SHF, they attach it, which I like. They attach their lightsaber. So really nothing much going on. Clear piece, just a long blue piece. That's it. Really nothing much. But of course, later on, that's going to be very important. Now, each hand as well, we will talk about because all of them have different pegs on the bottom. The holes, of course, they're there, obviously, but they're sometimes in the different angles. So as you see here, this one is a straight angle, just with his normal relaxed hand. Let's just take a look. So his normal relaxed hand. Oh, sorry about that. Really not that much to say, but it looks pretty good. Pretty good. And really nothing much. Not a lot of painting going on, but just sculpt wise, I like it. It's very simple. I love it. And man, that's very nice, very nice. But yeah. Oh well, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then you see a little vein works as well. So again, that's very nice. So with those hands, you see the peg is straight. This one, it's on a certain angle, as you see here. It goes up, which is very weird. Now, my original review was going to be the Return of the Jedi figure of the Luke Skywalker, but his peg broke off, and I was having trouble to just use these hands. It was so, oh my god, I was excited for that figure, but huge disappointment. So, really nothing much. They do look completely different. Yeah. Yeah, one looks a bit bigger than the other. I don't know. To me, I don't know. Maybe it's just my eyes tricking me. Who cares? But the point is, very well done. Looks pretty good. Not a lot of much to say. Now, I know people do not like this faceplate. I was going to say head sculpt, but faceplate. Yeah, I know. It looks weird to some people. I completely understand. Now, I know what you're saying. I'm not a fan of this head sculpt. That's fine. Me, I'm actually okay with this. If you don't like this head sculpt, what you could just do is just put it in this, attach it. There we go. Very tight right here. And if you look here before we continue, right here is where you have to put the hairpiece, which is I'm gonna talk about. It's very awkward to put on, but see here, and then the bottom, that's what you want to do. Try to go like this. And there you go. So, very nice. There. There you go. Yeah, so now you don't have to worry about it. I feel like maybe the reason people complain is just a certain way. I don't know, but it looks pretty good. Yeah. But Anyways, the main focus. The man, the myth, the legend. The character who's in my top 3 or maybe top 5 heroes of all time. Luke Skywalker himself. Now, this figure, I was going to get the Return of the Jedi figure. I did. I was going to do a review on that one. But he broke on this peg, like I said. So, now we have this figure that I'm doing a review to give my honest opinion about. Because, again, I love Star Wars, the original trilogy. I want to be specific. The original trilogy I love. Prequels I hate. Sequels I hate. Argue with me in the comments. I don't care. I love the original trilogy. It's perfect as the way it is. Now, let's continue this. So, Farm Boy Luke. This is what they call it. S.H.Figuarts Farm Boy Luke. I mean, I don't know. Maybe people call it, well, it's a New Hope Luke. I call it the 1977 Star Wars Farm Boy. That's what I like to call it. But looking at him, it looks very good, very beautiful. A lot of details. Very simple. It doesn't look like a lot's going on, but a lot of details that I like that is very, very nice and very simple. When you keep looking at this figure more and more and keep just turning him around and just look at the way he looks and see the amount of details. I do have my problems, don't get me wrong, but he is very, very beautiful to look at. So, on to the main point. Let's just look at the top. Just the way he looks pretty good. Paint wise, his shirt in the lights, if you don't have him in the lights, he's just gonna look very, his shirt to me it looked bright, but having him in the light, I mean, his shirt looks very, very a bit dirty. I'm probably gonna customize it a bit. I'm not gonna lie, maybe some soft paint around here. I love this figure. He's great to look at. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like in the area he's too clean. I feel like he should be a bit more dustier than that. But also another thing is there's some paint around here that got scraped off. I don't know if you could see. I don't know. Maybe you can't. But right here, he had paint accidentally scratched off, and I was trying to like just take something off, but I guess I accidentally scratched it. It's very sensitive, so be careful. And then right here on the back, anytime you move him up and down, you see right there, you have that part with the belt. So what I did to my Indiana Jones S.H.Figuarts, I'm going to do to my Luke Skywalker. I'm just going to customize him, which I'm fine about. But of course, I'm going to customize his whole area, but not his like skin tone, nothing else. But looking at him, it's just very beautiful. Looks like Mark Hamill. Let's take a look at the head sculpt actually before we continue on. Some people have very, very hatred for this hairpiece. Me, I'm kind of fine with this type of hairpiece. When you see his hair half of the time in the movie, it looks shiny because the light hits. I mean, sometimes it happens on some people's hairs, or if you're a bald person, same thing, for example. But of course, with Luke Skywalker, I'm fine with completely. But like I said, I did have the S.H.Figuarts Return the Jedi. So I'll be right back because I have some of his accessories actually. So I have his head sculpt from that set. So let me do a little comparison real quick. So of course, this is his Return of the Jedi, which looks like Mark Hamill. That looks like Mark Hamill. I love that. This one, his relaxed face, looks like Mark Hamill. That looks like him. And with this one, it looks like Mark Hamill, but in Star Wars Battlefront 2. I know that's very specific. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I think 2018, right? That game came out in 2018, I think. I can't remember. That's what it looks like. It looks like his video game model, which I mean, like head sculpt. Like if these head sculpt didn't exist, it doesn't look bad by itself, but it looks like him. But at the same time, certain angles. I mean, like don't get me wrong, it doesn't look bad. It looks like him, but the amount of details which I want to bring out on this. So let's move out all of this stuff out of the side, because this is the thing I wanted to talk about is right here. Look how, oh wait, I gotta, actually on the box, look how the amount of details this face has. They look like they actually put extra paint jobs on here. I mean, it looks very, very beautiful. And of course, on the side right here, shows that too. Now you think it's gonna look like that, and you're like, okay, yeah, that looks like Mark Hamill. But then you see this, which you get, and you're like, what? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, man, I thought it was gonna look like this, but no, it looks like this. Now, compare this to a Black Series head sculpt. This looks better. This looks better than a Black Series head sculpt. So don't think I'm like trashing on this head sculpt, but I thought that they would do extra paint jobs. That's what the S.H.Figuarts, that's what they do. Sometimes they put extra like details on the prototype, take a few pictures, put it on the box, and then trick your brain thinking that's going to be the actual like head sculpt. So unfortunately, it's not. But that's why I brought these two head sculpts. So if you do have the Return of the Jedi from Episode 6, or I just call it Return of the Jedi, but I know people call it Episode 6. What you could just do is, there you go. Now, what I have to say is, face to face, they look completely different from skin tone wise. But what I noticed is right here, it's a bit light, but slowly, kind of like has a different tone. I don't know. So I kind of don't care really. Right here, like this is what I expect. Like a lot of extra details put into this. And this is a reissue, by the way. This is a reissue, completely new. I played with it earlier. He's fun, don't get me wrong, but this is what I like expected. I thought it was going to be more extra detailed, like how it showed on the box, like how it showed on the Return of the Jedi. But yeah, no, it's unfortunately it does not. But that doesn't stop to make it a bad figure. But if you do have the Return of the Jedi, he looks pretty good. Of course, with his body, you might think it looks a bit awkward because of his skin tone. But like I said, it kind of just blends in slowly because his complete body, his neck is a different skin tone. His chest is a different skin tone. So those are some of my problems. So there are problems, but with these head sculpts, I'm mostly gonna leave with my Luke Skywalker on. But the way he looks, like, oh, hold on. The way he looks now, he looks good, don't get me wrong. It looks like Mark Hamill. I see the likeness. I see it right there. But I thought the amount of extra details would have been, like, thrown in there. But unfortunately, no. So, let's... After we get all of that stuff out of the way. Wait, actually, before we continue, we do have the lightsaber. Right here, there's a little hole you could peg onto him. Right here, you could just put on the lightsaber right there. It's a tight, very tight, very tight squeeze in here where you got to be careful because when I tried to take it out, it was very difficult. It sounded like I was gonna say difficult. I do not know why, but okay. So this was a bit like difficult to take out of because with this, it was just stuck in there. And the peg, half the time with these, it either falls off. I don't know, just pegs in general, like with figures, it scares me. But thankfully, it did not like fall off or anything. But let's put in the lightsaber. There we go. So fits in very nice, very beautiful. Looks Very nice. Very nice. When you rewatch the movie, the lightsaber doesn't look completely blue. Go rewatch the 1977 Star Wars, and it looks a bit white with the very. I mean, it's a very shiny, like the way that they did the lightsaber back in the day, very shiny, and they it looked white, but like you see a little bit blue around it. This just looks completely blue. Looks good, don't get me wrong, but it's just like the way that the lightsaber looks from the original trilogy, I love compared to the sequels trilogy and Disney Star Wars in general. But let's talk about the figure. Enough of little fun facts I was going to say. So he stands pretty well, looks very good. Like I said, I am going to put extra paint on him. He does have some nice little paint right around here. Right around here. Damn, I'm just stuttering. I'm just so excited, but I have so much to say about this because I want to give you all my honest opinion about this. So, his boots, very nice, but a bit dirty. And around here, they're also a little bit dirt. And then up, just continuing up top, nothing right here. So, a little bit dirts right there, and then some pouches right there, which they look good. The pouches look good. Of course, he doesn't have his binoculars right there, which I wish they threw in like a binocular or something, like just something a little extra, or maybe his little tunic. You know, his little brown tunic. I wish they could have thrown that in there, but or maybe like more details on the like head sculpt. I mean, come on now, come on now. This is a $80 figure. Retail price originally, I think it was $60, but I got mine like from on eBay from someone. But if you want this on Amazon, it's like what, 70? Half the time it goes 80. Sometimes it goes on the normal price, which was like 80, no, $68. So I'm just letting you guys know. So mine was just 70 bucks. I was fine with that. Still looks good. Completely fine. So let's talk about his articulation. So he can't look up. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. He can't look up. Let me just show you that. Now, if you do move his entire body, you can make him look up, I guess. But it kind of just looks like he has a fat belly. So maybe if you just angle his legs like that, maybe you could get it. Now he kind of looks like a grandpa. Look like you shit his pants. Look at that. So you really don't get a lot of look. It's not the company's fault. It's not the company's fault. It's just Mark Hamill back in 1977 with his shaggy hair, which, by the way, I love this type of hair. I love when Luke Skywalker have his hair like this. I love his Empire Strikes Back hair. Return of the Jedi hair looks a bit awkward. This looks way better than how it looks like in the movie. So at least I'll give it to that. No hate to Mark Hamill about his haircut back in 1968. So, not a lot of luck, but down, he looks pretty good. Pretty good down. So, not bad. Side to side, you really can't do a lot, but a lot of articulation. Now, right here, I'm pretty sure if I'm mistaken, I don't know, you could like recorrect me in the comments. I think there's a little ball joint right here. So you see there around the neck. So it moves pretty well, pretty good. But if I do gotta let you know, be careful. Be careful, because if you see here, anytime I moved his neck around here, he would just have like little white paint rubbed off. But I did try to rub it off and it's gone now. But I am letting y'all guys know that because again, I know there's some people who don't want their figures to be messed up. Me, I am gonna customize my figures, and that's fine. I know some people don't want that, but me, I'm gonna be completely okay with that. But let's just continue on with this. So let me just continue on and look at his articulation. Now, posability wise, let's just do a little T-pose. Very nice, very wonderful. I love the T-pose. I don't mind the way it looks. The T-pose, enough range. And then back wise, not a lot of range going on, but I mean, you don't really got to do nothing much with back range. I mean, what you got to do? And then of course the front, a lot of little butterfly joints, just so he could give his little daddy Vader a hug. Very beautiful. speaking of little butterfly joints, let's take a look. So, butterfly joints, really not a lot. It takes a while. Now, you can, they're up and down. You could put them up or down and then get your butterfly joints. So, I'm just letting you guys know just that in case. So, and it's on like a little ball. So not bad, not bad. And when you just leave him alone, just look at this. Him having his arms like that, wonderful, beautiful. That's how some figures should be. Sometimes with Marvel Legends, they would like have their figures look like this, and it's so hard to just have them just look like this. Just look like that. I love that. So, that's good, that's good. Now, kick-wise, you're not gonna get a lot. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's Luke Skywalker. He's not a very like athletic character. Well, he is athletic character. I was just gonna say he wasn't, but he is when you think about it. He did a lot of training in Dagobah. So, but he's not like a flexible. I was gonna say he's not flexible, but he did a lot of training with Yoda, and I didn't. So, anyways, so yeah, it's on a little ball. Which be careful. You could take these off, but y'all guys could like put them back on. And with the thighs, really nothing much going on. His thighs very skinny, but I'm okay with that. Go like I said, go back, rewatch Star Wars 1977. That's how it looked. And single jointed. Sometimes I do not like single jointed figures, but I'm okay with that. So I'm okay with single jointed, just like with Dragon Ball Daima Goku. I was fine with that. So it depends on the character. That's the thing. It just depends on the character. Like, if he had double jointed, this would have looked awkward. And of course, he has a little ball right here. So very good, very good. And of course, before we continue, he got toe articulation. So very nice, very nice. So it looks wonderful. I love the way he looks. Now, what I want to look at real quickly, just before, there we go. His lightsaber I want to put on because the way he has his lightsaber, it looks very awkward. Well, not awkward. What I mean to say was it's awkward to put in the lightsaber. So it's so difficult. Oh, crap. Crap. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. This is why half the time I don't switch accessories. I always just drop stuff. Anyways, so let me. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just, instead, I'm not gonna have the lightsaber inside, but like I said, it's on a certain angle instead of straight. There we go. So, and another thing, before I continue, since we're on the arm part, this part, his arms, look at that. Inside, his arms could actually move on the inside, which I love, an extra detail I love. So you could just have it in the middle, you could have it in the back, you can have it in the front. I mean, that is beautiful. A nice little detail they did not have to do that even like Hasbro's didn't even do. I love this. This is a very nice, beautiful feature that is very simple for me, and I love it. So let's continue on with this figure. So putting that lightsaber in his hand, putting this little pig in. You know what? Let's have him in a little pose before. So, the range of this figure, the more you move him and the more you see, it's pretty good. There you go. Probably not the best, but very nice. Now, you might be wondering, why did you get this, Jay? Why did you get this, the Love and Odd? Why did you get this? I love the original trilogy. I got the Return of the Jedi. I got that, but it broke on me. This one is my second favorite look. My favorite look is his Bespin look. I love that look so much. And I know they have the Mandalorian, Luke Skywalker, but I don't care. That's CGI Mark Hamill. Not even Mark Hamill. It's just a stunt double who has the face of CGI Mark Hamill onto him. And I know it's just an action figure, and it doesn't even matter because it would just be a mini figure of just CGI Luke Skywalker, but I don't care. This is actual Luke Skywalker without no Disney, no CGI face replacement, just Mark Hamill himself. Now, what am I going to give this figure? I'm going to be honest, I'm going to give him an 8.9. An 8.9 for this figure. I absolutely adore this. I didn't expect it to love this much. If he had these head sculpts, by the way, if he had these two head sculpts, like if they actually added details, because this was from a reissue, by the way, this was from a reissue. If they did the same thing what they did here, I wish I mean, what I meant to say was what they did here, I wish they would have done for this figure. Because, my goodness, I would have loved if they did that. But anyways, it's a very nice looking, like, face. Very good looking figure. I'm fine with the smiley head sculpt, even though, yes, I know it looks weird to some people. But to me, I'm fine with that. I mean, I don't mind. But either way, looks pretty good. And then, of course, putting this on, very easy. Just see right there, slip right that in. There you go. Okay, looks like he's just deflecting that. There you go, see? Very nice, very nice. And it doesn't, like, it doesn't overweigh it. Like, look at that. So this is why I love this figure. This is why it gets an 8.5. An 8.5. I was going to give it a 9 or 10, but it doesn't have those type of paint jobs. But either way, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. If you love this figure, if you're a big Star Wars fan, if you're a big Luke Skywalker's fan, if you just want to collect Star Wars characters in general, be my guest, this is a wonderful pickup. I would highly recommend. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. I will make other videos soon. Been a lot busy going around, and just at the end of the day, thank you for watching my videos. It means a lot to me, and I'll see y'all guys another time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful day, wonderful night, a wonderful morning, wherever y'all are in this big crazy world. Y'all have the best day of your life. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see y'all guys another time. Goodbye.